Hi, and welcome to Mrs. PM Reads. Today, we are continuing in our story, The Help by Kathryn Stockett. And we will have another nice short chapter today. We are in chapter 31, and this is from Aibileen's perspective. Now, in chapter 30, we were in Minnie's perspective, and she's basically, Miss Celia told her husband that she probably is never going to have children. Minnie's expecting again, and Minnie is very nervous, waiting to hear that Miss Hilly has discovered the pie story at the end of the book. All right, so chapter 31 from Aibileen's perspective. Every time Miss Leafold go out shopping or in the yard or even to the bathroom, I check her bedside table where she put the book. I act like I'm dusting, but what I really be doing is checking to see if the First Presbyterian Bible bookmarks moved any deeper in the pages. She's been reading it for 5 days now, and I flip it open today, and she's still on chapter 1, page 14. She got 235 pages left. Law, she reads slow. Still, I want to tell her, you reading about Miss Skeeter, don't you know? About her growing up with Constantine, and I'm scared to death, but I want to tell her, keep reading, lady, because chapter 2 gonna be about you. I'm nervous as a cat seeing that book in her house. All week long, I've been tiptoeing around. One time, little man come up from behind and touched me on the leg, and I near about jumped out of my work shoes, especially on Thursday when Miss Hilly come over. They sit at the dining room table and work on the benefit. Every once in a while, they look up and smile, ask me to fetch a mayonnaise sandwich or some iced tea. Twice, Miss Hilly come in the kitchen and call her maid Ernestine. Are you done soaking Heather's smock dress like I told you? Uh-huh. And have you dusted the half-tester canopy? Oh, you haven't? Well, go on and do it that right away. I go in to collect they plates, and I hear Miss Hilly say, I'm up to chapter 7, and I freeze. The plates in my hand clattered. Miss Leafold look up and wrinkle her nose at me, but Miss Hilly, she shaking her finger at Miss Leafold, and I think they're right. It just feels like Jackson. You do? Miss Leafold asked. Miss Hilly leaned down and whispered, I bet we even know some of these Negro maids. You really think so? Miss Leafold asked, and my body go cold. I can barely move a foot toward the kitchen. I've only read a little. I do. And you know what? Miss Hilly smiled real sneaky like. I'm going to figure out every last one of these people. The next morning, I'm near about hyperventilating at the bus stop, thinking about what Miss Hilly gonna do when she get to her part, wondering if Miss Leafold done read chapter 2 yet. And when I walk in her house, there Miss Leafold is reading my book at the kitchen table. She hand me little man from her lap without even taking her eyes off the page. Then she wander off to the back, reading and walking at the same time. All of a sudden, she can't get enough of it now that Miss Hilly done taken an interest in it. Few minutes later, I go back to her bedroom to get the dirty clothes. Miss Leafold's in the bathroom, so I open the book at the bookmark. She already on chapter 6. Winnie's chapter. That's where the white lady get the old timer disease and call the police every morning because a colored woman just walked in her house. That means Miss Leafold read her part and just kept on going. I'm scared, but I can't help but roll my eyes. I bet Miss Leafold ain't got no idea it be about herself. I mean, thank the Lord, but still, she probably shaking her head in bed last night, reading about this awful woman who don't know how to love her own child. Soon, as Miss Leafold go to her hair appointment, I call Minnie. All we do lately is run up our white lady's phone bill. You heard anything? I asked. No, nothing. Miss Leafold finished yet? She asked. No, but she made it to Winnie last night. Miss Celia still ain't bought a copy? That lady don't look for nothing but trash. I'm coming, Minnie holler. The fool's stuck in the hairdryer hood again. I told her not to put her head in there when she got them big rollers in. Call me if you hear anything, I say. I do the same. Something's gonna happen soon, Aibileen. It's got to. That afternoon, I stomp up to the jitney to pick up some fruit and cottage cheese for May Mobley. That Miss Taylor done it again. Baby girl get out the carpool today, walked straight to her room and throwed herself on her bed. What's wrong, baby? What happened? I colored myself black, she cried. What you mean? I asked. With the markers you did? I picked up her hand, but she didn't have no ink on her skin. Miss Taylor said to draw what we like about ourselves best. I saw then a wrinkled, sad-looking paper in her hand. I turned it over, and sure enough, there's my baby white girl done colored herself black. She said black means I got a dirty, bad face. She planted her face in her pillow and cried something awful. Miss Taylor. After all the time I spent teaching May Mobley how to love all people, not judge by color, I feel a hard fist in my chest because what person out there don't remember their first grade teacher? Maybe they don't remember what they learned, but I'm telling you, I done raised enough kids to know they matter. At least the jitney's cool. I feel bad I forgot to buy May Mobley's snack this morning. I hurry so she won't have to sit with her mama for too long. She done hid her paper under her bed so her mama wouldn't see it. In the canned food section, I get 2 cans of tuna fish. I walk over to find the green Jell-O powder, and there's sweet Lavinia in her white uniform looking at peanut butter. I'll think of Lavinia as chapter 7 for the rest of my life. How's Robert doing? I ask, patting her arm. Lavinia work all day for Miss Luann and then come home every afternoon and take Robert to blind school so he can learn to read with his fingers. And I have never heard Lavinia complain once. Learning to get around, she said. You all right? Feel okay? Just nervous. You heard anything at all? She shake her head. My boss been reading it though. Miss Luann's in Miss Leafold's bridge club. Miss Luann was real good to Lavinia when Robert got hurt. We walk down the aisle with our hand baskets. There be 2 white ladies talking by the graham crackers. They kind of familiar looking, sorry, but I don't know their names. So as we get close, they hush up and look at us. Funny how they ain't smiling. Excuse me, I say, and move on past. When we not but a foot away, I hear one say, that's the Negro waits on Elizabeth. A cart rattles past us, blocking the words. I bet you're right, the other one says. I bet that's her. Me and Lavinia keep walking real quiet, looking dead ahead. I feel prickles up my neck, hearing the lady's heels clack away. I know Lavinia heard better than I did, because her ears is 10 years younger than mine. At the end of the aisle, we start to go in different directions, but then we both turn and look at each other. Did I hear right? I say with my eyes. You heard right, Lavinia says back. Please, Miss Hilly, read. Read like the wind. And that is the end of chapter 31. So if you remember, they're hoping that Miss Hilly is going to read her part and recognize that it's her and be so embarrassed about it that she will deny that this book is about Jackson, Mississippi. All right, that's it for today. Quick flash of the sign. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We will see how things are shaking up in town on the next video. Have a wonderful day.